Bill Davis, the king of Team Nimbus and the 100 Days of Abundance program. I'm so excited to talk to you about relationship marketing and what it means to you. And I want to just say it's great to have you here.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, Martin. It's a pleasure being here.
I want to begin with, what is your definition of relationship marketing?
Relationship marketing to me is the established connection between a business and the individuals that are in the market that they serve. That's and in saying that, because it's, business is personal, despite what people say, and so there's got to be a connection between the business and who they serve and who they want to serve.
Excellent. And of course, that's integrated into the Team Nimbus program as well.
Yep, it is. It is. In fact, Team Nimbus is built on relationship marketing. I facilitate peer groups, and in the peer groups, I meet with those business owners regularly on a monthly basis. And then, I run a program called 100 Days to Abundance. That's a 12-session program. And one of the reasons it's 12 sessions is because it creates the time, or allows the time, to develop a relationship between me, that is my business team, Nimbus, and each of the participants in the program.
Yeah, and it's an excellent program. I've been through it, highly recommend it. Terrific program to be part of. Would you talk about what has been one of your biggest success stories around relationship marketing?
So let me start off general, and let me get specific. And I'll focus it around 100 Days to Abundance. I've had over 1,000 people through that program, and I've gotten to know a number of them pretty well. And it's the relationship that has endured. I mean, one of the things that's so great about the 100-day program is participants actually refer others to participate in the program. And that has as much to do with the relationship, and in fact, more to do with the relationship than what's actually in the program. Now, I think what's in the program is great, but the key is, getting people to the program. And I think that is, in fact, I know that's based on the relationship with the participants. And I can say that because I actually at one time modified the program and made it a 2-day intensive, which meant there were only 2 days to develop the relationship. And I can tell you that when I was running that program, the level of relationship developed with the participants is not the same as the level of relationship with the participants over a period of time. And then the specific is I have one client that's been in my program for 10 years. And so he stays connected with Team Nimbus. Now, I will tell you, over time, there are times he's participated very regularly. There have been long periods of time he hasn't shown up for any of the peer group sessions, but he continued to pay his subscription fee. And that's an indication of level of relationship. And he knew that the group would be there when he was ready to participate again.
Wonderful stories. And what would you say might have been your biggest challenges related to relationship marketing?
Yeah, that's a good question, Martin. I think the biggest challenge is developing and maintaining the relationships as is needed for the business, without regard to how I may be personally about relationships. It's quite kept secret. I could go off in a room by myself and stay for days and be perfectly happy. But the business requires more connectedness than that. And so the big challenge is meeting the needs of the business without regard to my needs personally for level of relationship. That's the way I'd say it.
I think that's such a great thing because, Bill, you stating that basically you're somewhat of an introvert by nature.
That's
That
right.
you're very happy to be on your own, and so many people need to hear that because I believe often introverts who apply these principles are heard better because they kind of think through what they're saying a little more before they speak.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And the other thing is that I think that it helps to understand what your business needs versus what the owner of the business needs. Because to the extent that you can distinguish the two, you can come up with ways to address both sets of needs. When you collapse them, something's going to come up short, the business or the owner of the business. And it doesn't have to necessarily be that way.
Excellent. Another question I have is, what do you wish you knew when you started as a business tip in the beginning that you now know from years of really building your business off of relationships?
I wish I knew at the start that referrals were a function of relationship as opposed to being the merit of good work.
Wow, what a great quote.
Because I would have built a stronger referral machine sooner by focusing on relationship as opposed to, my tendency was, well, I got to do it real good. Let me focus technically on executing the work of the business very well, and that'll generate referrals. So that the one thing I wish I knew at the start was that referrals were a function of relationship.
You mean you can't just do great work and glow and they'll discover you ongoingly in abundance?
That's exactly what I mean.
I think we've all done that at the beginning. You went, they love my work. Why aren't they referring me to everyone?
That's exactly right.
Well, I didn't set up a structure. I didn't ask them. I didn't tell them it was important to me. All of those.
Put your relationship elements.
Yeah, exactly.
The traditional thinking is that if I satisfy my clients, they will refer people to me.
Yeah.
If most of us look at our business, most of our referrals come from people other than our clients, and our satisfied clients never generate as many referrals as we think they should or wish they would.
Great point. Another thing that I found is that this process of referring counteracts a component of self-employment of isolation that often occurs in self-employment. When you're self-employed and working on your own, this sort of disrupts that. Would you talk about that a little bit? Because I think that's another benefit of relationship marketing.
Well, I'd even offer it this way. I think a business has to be in relationship with the market it serves. I think as business owners, if we're not careful, we think in terms of being in relationship with our clients. Mm-hmm. And that's too narrow a view to grow our business. Mm-hmm. And then to be kind of cutting, when we're starting a business, we don't have a lot of clients. And if we're focused on being in a relationship with our clients, you're right, we're going to be alone a lot, you say. So I think the opportunity is to think of being in relationship with our market, which means being out there. We often do that through networking, but there are a range of ways that you can be in relationship with the people in your market, connected with your market, other than just directly doing business with them.
Excellent. And Bill, how can people find out more about your great work?
Well, there are a couple of ways. One, you can go to teamnimbusnc.com. That's my website. I am always open and welcome to receiving a call from you. So you can call me at 919-926-9810, or you can email me at bdavis@tnofnc.com. So visit my website, send me an email, or give me a call.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks, Bill, for taking the time to explore relationship marketing together.
Martin, I really appreciate it. You have a great afternoon.
Thanks.